Okay, so you're welcome to today's webinar. You're welcome to today's webinar. So on today's webinar, guys, we're going to be talking about the new way, 3 secret steps to freelance your way into making at least $1,000 and above each month in 2023 and beyond. Even if you don't already have a skill, or you've never been paid in dollars before, or you've never done this, you've never done freelancing before, any of those kind of things, or you don't have a high income skill, I'm going to show you how you can use the method I'm going to be showing to you on this webinar and this training and understanding it to achieve that, right? So the goal of today's webinar is to help you understand what freelancing is and for you to see the numerous possibilities that comes with working with foreign clients and how it can upgrade your finances. I mean, it's not really that far-fetched to see. If you are living in Nigeria, and let's say you're getting paid 500K a month, which is very, very scarce. We both know that that's the reality of it, right? Compared to someone who is getting paid $1,000 per month, right? The person who is getting paid $1,000 per month, who is while living in Nigeria, is making approximately at today's exchange rate, that should be like 760,000 naira per month. And the person who is making 500K a month is just making 500K a month. And if anything should happen to the exchange rate again, the person who is earning dollars can easily go on to be earning maybe 800,000 naira a month or 900,000 naira a month if the dollar to naira exchange rate increases, while the person who is still earning only 500K is still stuck at that same level, right? And it's not just that. I'm going to be showing you different perks of why you should consider doing this and why you should work with freelance clients, because it's beyond just you getting paid more. It's also the ease of work, the less stress you have to do, and so many other things, right? But let's move forward with this webinar. So you see, unless you're already rich, the chances are that the current state of the Nigerian economy is messing you up. And even if by chance you're doing pretty good, the recent Naira to dollar price crash must have woken you up and opened your eyes to the need to earn in dollars, right? So as I time I'm recording this webinar, it's around, today is 23rd December, 2023, right? No, 2022, sorry, I'm not in the future. So at the time I'm doing this webinar, that's when we're holding this, right? And at the beginning of this year, the Naira to dollar exchange rate was around, I think, 600. It was up to 600, around 500, right? 500 and something, like 517 Naira to a dollar, right? And we, like within the space of 2 or 3 months, it's not into the year, but like around August or so, it went to 700, I went to 800 Naira, right? So now, someone who, and what that resulted in, things got more expensive. People, since rice you're buying for maybe, I don't know, either it's 30K or so, you're buying a bag now for like 45, 50K, right? And so many things increased in price. So someone who was earning just 200K a month as salary would still be, would have to spend more to get the basic things you could get before. Meanwhile, there's no money increase. There's no increase in inflow of cash coming to that person, right? But someone who was earning just, let's say, $500 to $1,000 every single month, right, would, the money with it, the amount of money the person earning in Naira would increase, and the person would be able to still afford the things they were able to afford. And even in some cases, be able to afford more than what they could afford before, because their salary has increased without them adding even an extra cash or the amount of money they're making a month without it being increased, right? Cool. So now, if you stay up to the end of this webinar, you're going to learn things like what freelancing is and how you can get started, where to find foreign clients and companies that will pay you in dollars, how to position yourself as a Nigerian freelancer to attract international clients, how to choose profitable skills to sell as a freelancer, and how to choose what niche to work in as a freelancer, and lots more, okay? And you'll be learning how to do this with using the 4 fail-proof steps that I'll be showing to you shortly. Now, who is this for? This is for you if you want to go full-time and you recognize the tremendous opportunity that the internet brings to the table. Like deep down, you know that people are making a lot of money online, and you believe that you too, you can make a lot of money online. So I believe this should work out for you if freelancing seems like something you want to do, right? This is also for you if you're working a job, but you're actively looking for a side hustle that you can do part-time. I'll be putting small amounts of money in your pockets. I could easily tell you could be putting 100K in your pockets, but an extra 100 or 200K a month in your pocket, but that's like too small, because that's basically 200K is how much? 200K is like $300, and $300 is actually bigger than 200K, right? So that's like 200, because $300 would be like 210,000 naira or more, right? So you get the drift. It's way easier to ask someone who's staying in a first world country, who has a business in a first world country, to pay you that amount of money, for a single job. And this, what you're going to be doing here is not even, you're not going to be waiting to the end of the month before you get paid your $1,000, before you get paid your $500 or $2,000 or $3,000. You can do a job that can take you 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, and you get paid instantly for it. All right. So this is also for you if you would like to make money online without having to talk to massive amounts of people. You don't talk to 5 people. You don't want to bring 5 people. You don't want to refer people. You don't want a business model that says, hey, bring 5 people before you can get paid and rest of that. You want to just earn your money and stay low key. Nobody really knows what you're doing to earn money, but all you know is that you're doing something legal and you're getting paid at the end of every month, right? Or at the end of every gig or at the end of every contract. Okay. Lastly, this is for you if you can speak, write, and understand good English. Now, this is very, very important to me because you are going to, the main way you're going to be getting clients to work with and earning in dollars from is by talking to people in first world countries, talking of Canada, United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Singapore, United Arab Emirates, etc., right? So you want to be able to speak good English. If you cannot speak good English, there's a problem there, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should speak American diction. You should know all the phonetics and all those kinds of things. No, just a good understanding of English and this thing. Don't make mistakes of using am instead of I am, right? Just simple, you don't need to be the best. Even if you have a Yoruba accent, you have an Igbo accent, you have this thing, that does not matter. As long as you can speak good English, that's the main thing that matters. Because what matters is the communication between you guys, okay? So now, what makes today's webinar different? What makes today's webinar different is that you get to learn directly from someone who has actually walked the talk, right? So here's an example. Here's a screenshot of my profile on Upwork. It goes top rated plus over $13,000, 558 this thing, $10,558 made, right? And this was within the space of 5 months, right? And let me not just be showing you a picture. I can simply log into my Upwork account and show you way more above that, right? So we go into here because in the space of 5 months on Upwork, I made over what do we call it? I made over $16,000, I think, right? So you can see my picture here. That's not so wonderful. Let's go to my profile and we can see more stuff there, right? Awesome. So you can see it, right? Walter E. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. That's actually where I currently live. I currently live in the this thing in Dubai, right? 10K plus earnings and the rest of that. And before you say, oh, Walter, you're staying in Dubai now, that's why it's easy for you. No, it was like a week ago I changed my location to Dubai. I said, okay, since I've been here for a lot of months now, right? I've been here for like 3 to 4 months now. Let me leverage on my location for this freelancing thing. All the money I've earned on Upwork and even the current gigs I'm working on have all been gotten with me saying I am in Nigeria, right? With my profile showing Nigeria, whether it's on LinkedIn or any other place, that's basically what it shows, right? So you can see over 10K plus earnings, 12 jobs, and the rest of that, okay? So moving forward. Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself just in case you know me or you're just meeting me for the first time. If you're on this webinar right now, you are most likely meeting me for the first time. So let me introduce myself. My name is Walter Inaya. I'm a top-rated freelance copywriter. I'm a 7-figure freelancer. I'm mentor to over 2,000 plus students, it's actually 3,000 plus, that have collectively made over $550,000 in the last 1 year with my teachings, right? I'm also a client acquisition expert. So if I have over 2,000 students and my students have made over $550,000, don't let that confuse you or make it seem, how is that possible? It's very easy. Let's say you are one of my students and you get a gig that is paying you $500 a day. Sorry, not $500 a day, $500 a week. That one is there, but that's like basically $2,000 a month. But let's say 500. Let's just keep it low. Let's keep it very low, right? So let's keep it $500 a month. So if someone is paying you $500 a month, that's around 300 and something K a month, right? And throughout the year, they pay you $500 a month. That means throughout that year, the 12 months of the year, you've made $12,000 from that one single client, right? That's simply how it works. No, you've made $6,000. Sorry about that. Sorry about my maths, but that's basically how it works, right? So multiply it across over 2,000 plus students, and we've collectively made over this, right? We've made over these figures. So before I get started, here is how it all began, because I wasn't always like this, okay? This was me back in 2018. I was living in a model house. right? With my broken Infinix Hot 5 phone. I was working with low-paying Nigerian clients. I was being underpaid. I was a struggling copywriter. Back then, when this picture was taken, I had recently just dropped out of the university. I was schooling the University of Calabar, right? I was schooling the University of Calabar and I had to drop out because there was no funds. This Infinix Hot 5, you can see on my hand right here, it has a broken screen. Like I still have the fossil of the phone back in my apartment in Nigeria. Like it had a broken screen, so you cannot even turn it on. You have to like either find someone with power bank and just plug in and plug it out so it will turn on, or double tap the screen. But sometimes you're double tapping the screen is not working, so you have to find somewhere where you can just plug in and plug out, and the screen will light up, and then you can open your phone and start operating. Right? That's basically the kind of phone I was using. Right? This was what I started freelancing for. So just in case you think you need some fancy gadgets, you need to have the best laptop, you need to have the best mobile device. That's not it. A simple Android or iPhone will do you great service. Okay. So I was working with low-paying Nigerian clients. That's when I learned freelancing. Around this time, when I dropped out, I was like, okay, what do I need to do now to make money? Because I don't want to end up and die poor. I was living in a mud house. The roof was leaking, right? So you can see a picture of the mud house here. This is my bag. This is I took this picture of the day when I was moving out of the house. This is my bags. This is the bucket I was using. And some things inside this bako bag. You can see the carpet was half. If you look over here, you see with the nylon where I used to use and plunge the hole because water used to leak into that place and soak the whole wall. And the rest of that, right? Awesome stuff. So this is where I was. And when I started freelancing, the main thing that made me start freelancing was when I searched online for ways to make money. People were like freelancing, right? And I was like, yeah, this looks like a profitable way to make money online. But when I started it, because I knew they said you can make a lot of money freelance. When I started it, I found myself making very less money. I was working with for three. I got my first job. For my first three jobs were for working for Nigerian guys, not guys per se, but a Nigerian vendors basically. So they were paying me 10,000 naira a month. I was posting on their social media. I was editing their photos. I didn't even know how to edit photos. So at that time, I have to watch YouTube videos to learn how to edit photos and edit. Post on the social media, post not just on the social media, post on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and everything. Reply to their chats and everything. And I was getting paid 10,000 naira a month. I was like, it was giving me bonus because this was for like 3 clients, right? And if you know anything about people who pay low or people who don't like to pay money, you would know that they give you stress. They will give you serious stress. So the stress was there. I was trying to kill. I was listening, and I couldn't even save enough money to say I want to move out of this mud house. So I tended to switch the game. I found my mentor one day online, followed him for a while, and then got his program, got his course. And within that first month, I said that okay, I want to make I want to start getting clients from this thing, foreigners. That's why I realized what I was doing wrong. I was working for Nigerians, not working for foreigners. And the first gig I got by simply working for foreigners was $100. Back then, if you receive $100 through World Remit, it comes in as 36,500 naira. I remember it vividly. And you see the significance of this 36,500 naira at the end of this. Comes in vividly because I was like, the course I bought that time was really expensive, by the way. But basically, I now look at it. It was three times. It was already my 3 months, my full month salary within a job that took me just 4 days to complete. It was for writing product descriptions for a company. It was 3 months plus an extra 6,500. I was like, this is nice. This is what I want to do. And I just continued doing that. And over time, I got my first 100, I got $200 gigs, $300 gigs, and it kept going up to this point where I'm able to get gigs. Gigs, by the way, gigs is simply just short form for jobs. I'm able to get gigs that pay me $5,000. I think that's my highest actually. 5,000. I've gotten the $7,500 gig before, but they paid me $5,000 first. They paid me $2,500 later. I wanted to complete this thing, right? So that's basically it. So until I learned how to freelance properly and learn high-paying clients who would pay me in dollars, I was really struggling back then, right? And now I'm able to afford the lifestyle I want, meet people of high importance. I've made over $100,000 freelancing. It's actually way more than this, by the way. So this is me with Honorable Akin Alabi when I went to his office to see him, right? So without freelancing, I would have been able to meet people of high importance. And you might know him, might not know him. He's also the founder, CEO of Naira Bets. So you might know him or you might not know him. That's fine. Okay. And I've been able to move outside the country or visit countries that I desire within the past 4 years, right? So this is me back there. By the time we enter 2023, to be basically 5 years. Whenever I'm watching this, it could be 4 or 5 years. So this is me in Dubai, in front of the Dubai Skyview Hotel. This is me at this Dubai Skyview observation deck. In the Dubai, this is the Museum of the Future, the most beautiful building in the world. And this is me with one of my mentors, Honorable, sorry. This is one of my mentors, Mr. Ronald Nzimora. You might know him, but one of the greatest internet marketers in Nigeria, right? Now, you want to know the best part of all of this. The best part of all of this is that this transformation has not happened for me, but for my students also. Here is one of my students. Here at Walter, I hit $5,000 today, and you can see it, $5,000, 17 total jobs, 205 hours worked, for only 275 hours worked, right? I mean, if we want to do a clear maths of how this directly impacts you, let's do it, right? Let's go for it. So let me get my, so 275 hours worked to get $5,000, 275 hours divided by, let's say on average, you work 8 hours a day. I mean, this is 34 days, right? So if you split this across 2 months, 34 days, you can easily split 34 days across 2 months, right? And if you calculate $5,000, it's actually $5,000 plus, let's just say, if you calculate $5,000 times the exchange rates, current exchange rates, that's 3.7 million. So within the space of a month, 2 months, 3 months, you can earn 3.7 million. And if you split that, that's still like a lot of money, because that's like 1 million naira per month and above, right? Cool. Or you want to take Timileyin, for example. He went from this was 16th September 2021 when he messaged me, hi, Walter, please send me the webinar that teaches how to get high-paying foreign clients as a freelancer in Nigeria, right? He went from this to this. This was September. You can see the date right here, right? To this. Hi, Walter, $20,000 milestone hits. 8,000 naira, 20K USD, right? And you can see it's 23rd of August 2021, right? And this was where he got these results. This was when he shared this. So between September 2021 to 23rd of August, he made over 20,000 US dollars. And you can see his profile here, $20 per hour, 20K plus end, right? And if we go into calculating that, you know how much it would be. That's above, that's like 9 to 10 mil, if not way more than that. That's actually right. Made within the space of, it's not up to a year. It's within the space of like 9 months or 10 months, basically. So here's some other examples from Israel Basa with the tips he gave recently. I finally able to achieve this today. All right, thanks for it, right? And here's another from Anetiti F. Young. And if you look at this job here, right here, he made over, I think that's, let me see if I can find the price, $800 for an e-commerce website revamp, right? And like I said, even if you don't have a skill or you don't have these skills, I'm going to show you how you can actually do it, right? So here's one from Anetiti F. Young, and he goes, this is true, but Walter, I started freelancing and even joined your listing in your program. I decided to take the course on social media marketing and apply the same things you learned. Boom, I got my first gig at $1,000 for just working 10 minutes every day. So I don't even work at all. He's a social media manager. So basically, he handles social media for these companies, right? You know your favorite brands. Maybe you're following, maybe you're a football person, or maybe you follow K-drama or any of those kind of things, right? And you follow them on social media. There's someone that always tweets those things, either tweets or posts those things on Facebook or just that. So that person now is basically what F. Young does. He's the person behind the phone who manages his accounts and sends out those tweets and come up with the ideas for those tweets, right? I recently have 3 interviews, just got on that gig for the sport clothing brand, $1,600, and the rest of that. And here is one of my favorite testimonials. It goes, boss Walter, good evening. This is just a random appreciation message. You could have kept your knowledge to yourself and not share with us. Your selflessness is changing my life. I owe you another testimonial video, so it's the least that I can do, right? It's my favorite one, all right? Because it talks more about the knowledge being spread out here and less about the money being made. But both of them are good. Me, I love everything as long as everybody's getting results, okay? Now, to make this even better, this isn't a one-off type of thing. Just because you're getting paid $2,000 doesn't mean, or you're getting paid $1,000, $500, $1,500 on your first gig doesn't mean you won't get paid more. It's not because you make $1,000 or that's the limit or that's the cap. No, you're going to get paid not just more in recurring income coming again and again. You're also going to be able to increase the amount that you're earning in recurring income. So if you are making maybe $500 a month, over time, in less than a year, in less than 6 months, you can increase that to $1,500 or $2,000 every single month, right? And it keeps going up and up as you get better at what you do and get better at knowing how to get these people or these businesses that will pay you this amount of money, okay? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that this works. I guess what I'm trying to say that this works. It has worked for me, it has worked for my students, and I believe that it can work for you too. Now, the question is, would you want to go through all I went through, starting from the bottom, living in the mud house, and struggling with Nigerian clients if I could even get my first gig? Or would you want to choose the simpler, faster, more straightforward method that my students are able to use to get results that I could not get within a year? My first year of freelancing, I don't think I did up to $10,000. But you have my students doing 20,000 and even way more than that. Basically, you even have them doing $800 and $1,000 per gig within their first 3 months or within their first 1 year and the rest of that, like getting this amount of money. So the decision is yours. I would like you to respond with a firm yes in the chat box if you're with me. If you cannot type on the chat box, just say yes mentally. Do you want this? Do you want the hard way or you want the easy way? If you want the easy way, say yes. If you want the hard way, you say no. Entirely your decision, right? So one more thing before we dive in. You may be wondering whether you can do what I'm about to share with you today. And that is a valid concern because what you really want to know is this. Will this time be different? Will you finally be able to get a solution you've been looking forward to all this while? I believe you can. And as we go through this presentation today, I'm going to show you how this unique method approach seems to work for different people from different backgrounds, all with their own unique set of challenges. So look for that. I should help you see that you too, in fact, can do this. Now, on that note, let us get started. What is freelancing and how does freelancing work? So freelancing basically is you working for multiple people, or working for multiple businesses, or working for multiple clients. So the example I love to give is, let's say, the mechanic, the person that repairs generator in your area, right? He's a freelancer. He doesn't just repair generator for only one particular person, and he's not really working under a company per se, right? So if he repairs, let's say, 5 people in your streets now, there are 4 pumps, pulse, and he comes to change their distance. He repairs it and charges everybody 1,000 naira for it. That means he has made 5,000 naira that day, right? And that is good stuff. But that's basically what freelancing is. But in our case here, we're not just working for multiple clients, or we're working for multiple clients and we're earning in dollars. The leverage there is the dollars because what he has is a low income skill in a poverty environment. Sorry for me to say that, but Nigeria is one of the poorest countries in the world. We have to be rising about this, right? So he has a low income skill in the poverty environment. That's why he's making maybe 10K a month, or maybe way more than that. Okay, they make more than that, maybe just like that, but that's basically it, right? So that's simply freelancing, working, offering your skills to multiple businesses and clients, right? Now, as for how it works is simply the example I gave you about the mechanic fixing this thing, right? But in our case, for you to be a freelancer, you need to, number one, have a skill that is in demand. But most people, there are so many skills that are in demand, actually, so many. But what I'm going to be showing you on this training is how to use what we call a high income skill. And it's part of the formula I'm going to be giving to you, the fail-proof formula. Once you learn how to do this, it's like you're guaranteed to win, right? So that's so you need to have a skill. You need to have people who are hiring you. That's like the easiest way to become a freelancer, okay? So now that you know and understand what freelancing is, let's move on to the 4 secret fail-proof steps that are going to help you become a well-paid and high-paid freelancer, okay? So step 1 is get a high-income skill. So what is a high-income skill? A high-income skill, in my definition I give my students, is a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars, but don't just get you paid thousands of dollars. It also has high demand. Remember what I said earlier about if you want about freelancing offering your skills to multiple businesses and clients. That's like, there's no need to complicate the definition. That's the simplest definition. Well, if you want to make the most money out of there are a lot of people who are freelancers, and some of them don't even know that they are freelancers. But the person that repairs your gen is a freelancer. The person that repairs, maybe if you have a car, or the mechanic that repairs car is a freelancer, right? Your plumber, the person that fixes the pipe, is also a freelancer, but they might not even identify as that. But basically, they have multiple people coming to them to work for them because they have a skill, right? But things have changed. Things have gone global digitally. You can now stay from the comfort of your house right now. Stay in your house and basically, what do we call it? You can sit down in your house and basically use your phone and work with someone who is staying in America or someone who is staying in London and the rest of that, right? So that's it. So the step one of this formula is you want to get a high income skill, and a high income skill is you can get you paid thousands of dollars, not just get you paid thousands of dollars, but also has high demand. You want to have both of them. If you have a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars, but doesn't have high demand, that means you can get your first job. It take you a longer time to get your first job. And if anything happens and you lose that first job, that means you're going to be struggling a little bit, right? To get your next job. You're going to have a drought season. Now, if you have a skill that has high demand but cannot get you paid thousands of dollars, then you simply have the case of the person who is repairing gen and the rest of that in your area, because there's every day they're always repairing somebody's gen. That one is for sure. There's always handwork every single day, right? But how much are they making at the end of the month? Are they making up the 500K at the end of the month? No, right? Because it's a skill that has high demand but cannot get them paid thousands of dollars or get them paid huge amounts of money. Okay, so that's simply how it works. You want to make sure you have these two things combining together if you want to get the best results out of it. Okay, so the importance of this thing of getting a high of step one, sorry about that, is basically the more demand for your work or the more demand your skill set has, the more money you make. And the faster you'll be able to see progress and success because you have a high income skill and you make sure the high income skill you have has that criteria. And the harder it becomes for you to fail because it's harder to fail when you have the right things in up. So some examples of high income skills are copywriting. I do copywriting, right? This thing, content writing, technical writing, not just writing. You can be a UI UX designer, you can be a programmer, you can be there's so many. Digital marketing, video editing, graphics design, and the rest of that. Okay. So now that we're on step one, let's move on to step two. Step two is positioning yourself on platforms to be seen by foreign businesses and individuals. So how do you position yourself on these platforms to be seen by foreign business and individuals? One of the easiest ways you can do this is maybe through freelance platforms. There are two main ways actually. Freelance platforms like Upwork, right? So if we go on my Upwork profile here, we can just simply go on find work, right? And we'll see jobs being posted. So you can see content writer, estimated is looking for a content writer and is willing to pay the person $2,200 for this job. And that's like basically $2,200 a month. We're searching for a content writer to join our growing team. Content writer is a contract role and working with integrated, blah, blah, blah. You're seeing the job description there, right? This is one place you can put yourself out there. If what you want to do is UI UX design, your Upwork profile will be showing you jobs about UI UX design. If you're a web designer or you're a graphic designer, it will show you jobs about web design or website building and graphic design, right? So we can look at this. Let's look at another one. Full-time copywriter for online digital marketing company, willing to pay between $10 to $65 per hour for it, right? And this person has spent over $10,000 hiring people off Upwork. And let's see, keep in mind that this is like the, what do we call it though? This is festive season, right? So most of these guys are already starting to close down and take breaks. Copywriter for pay for landing page and emails, right? And this is a job that can easily take maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, and you get paid $100. It's not much, but $100 is still like 75,000 naira, if that's what you're looking at, right? And there are so many types of jobs, like jobs that can get you paid $30 to $45 per hour, right? And $30 to $45 per hour, and you're working basically 30 hours per week. You can see where it's written here, right? For let's say, so if you're earning that, if you're working a job like that, and that's basically, let's say you get the lowest 30 times, you're working 30 hours a week for $30, right? So that's basically, I'm making like $900 per hour. That's like top tier stuff. And even if it's $15 per hour, working 30 hours a week, that's $450 every single week. $450 every single week times 4 is basically like, that's $1,800, I think. Times 4, that's $1,800 per week. $1,800 per month times current exchange rate, that was 1.3 million naira and above every single month, right? And this is the leverage I'm talking about. And most people do not have access to this information. They don't know how to go about it. And that's why you're struggling, because you are basically earning first world income while staying in Nigeria. And you can do it from either your phone, you can do it from your laptop or whatever device it is you have, okay? So this is one way. The second place you can strategically position yourself to get freelance clients who will hire you, it's via social media platforms. Social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the rest of that. But you want to go into groups and you want to go into people's DMs here and get them to work with you, right? So especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like the best social media platform that you can use to get it, because there are professionals who are out there, top tier professionals. And this is basically, LinkedIn is basically where professionals are, people who are CEOs, founders, people who are working in a company are. So they are more willing to pay more, and they are always actively looking for someone who can actually work for them. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to do all of this. That's 100%. But that's basically step 2 in the process of getting or what do we call it, in process of getting high distance, sorry about that, of becoming a high paid freelancer. Okay, now the importance of this step is you get paid strictly in dollars, you get high paying jobs faster, and you have less competition if done properly, right? Because whatever skill set or whatever high income skill you decide to go with, you're not going to be the only person who is doing it. But that's the beauty about this. There's so much abundance out there. There's so much abundance out there that it doesn't matter. You're still going to get paid a lot for it, right? So you get paid strictly in dollars, you get a high paying job faster because you've put yourself out there. If you have a high income skill, but nobody knows you can do that high income skill, that means it's basically like shooting in the dark or trying to cut a tree with a blunt knife. It's never going to happen, right? And that's something you actually want to actively avoid. So now, the next thing we're going to go through is step 3. And step 2 is where the real money is. So before we get into step 3, I want to ask you a quick question. How does one separate themselves from other freelancers offering the same services as them? And if you get this right, you understand that you are not the only, sorry about that. How does one separate themselves from other freelancers offering the same services as them? If you understand this, you're not going to be the only person who is going to be a copywriter. You're not going to be the only person who is a content writer. You're not going to be the only person who is maybe doing graphic design or dress. There are other people, right? So how do you separate yourself from other people in this same category? The answer is simple: by creating compelling offers. So an offer is basically an incentive given to people to make them want to be with you, right? So the simplest way I can explain this is basically, let's take this example. So let's say you are let's say you're a graphic designer, right? So Walter is a graphic designer and Amaka is also a graphic designer. But now what Amaka does is that, what Amaka does is quite simple. So what Amaka does is that she says she's a graphic designer. She goes out to meet different people and say, hey, I'm a graphic designer. I will design your flyers. I'll design your page. I'll design blah, blah, blah. I'll do everything, any kind of graphics you want me to design, I'll design for you, right? Amaka will get jobs. Amaka will going to get good jobs, right? But at the end of the month, you look at her account balance and she made maybe $500 a month, right? And that's good. But me, I'm a graphic designer. I have exactly the same skills. In fact, I'm not even better at designing, Amaka. But what I did is that I created a compelling offer. So I looked at people who need my job and I say, I want to work for only people who create videos or who post videos on YouTube, all these comedy skits guys and the rest of that. And I'm going to create the thumbnail. You know that picture you see on YouTube before you click on the video to watch? I'm going to be the one who will be creating this because it has a direct effect to how many people watches their video and the rest of that. And I say, my name is Walter, and I'm a graphic designer who works with YouTube creators to create thumbnails that get them more views and more clicks, which in turn makes them more money. And I can try to work for only 5 top YouTube creators and be charging them maybe $500 a month, $300 a month, and even way more than that if I'm getting more results from them, right? So if I'm working with just 4 or 5 of them at $300 per month, that's around, if it's 4, that should be like $1,200 a month, right? And if it's 5, it should be like $1,500 per month. Basically, and this is like simple jobs that you can do. Maybe I'm creating only like 3 graphics designs every single week, or 4 or 5, right? Every single week. And that's like very easy. So what I've done is I've created a compelling offer that is relevant to this thing using my skill set. That's the step 3 you want to get if you want to get paid the big bucks. You want to get a job that will get you paid $5,000. You want to get a job that will get you paid $8,000. You want to get a job that will get you paid $3,000 and above, right? And sometimes this money, understand that this money does not come. Sometimes you can get a job that gets you paid $10,000, and that's $10,000 will be paid to you over the spread of 3 months, which is still fantabulous in my own opinion, right? So understand that. So now the importance of this section is that you separate yourself from the competition. You get to set your own prices and you get paid more than others. You get paid way more than what other people are getting paid, okay? That's the main thing, because you get to set your own prices and you get to get paid more, and you get to separate yourself from competition. Okay, so step 4, get hired and get paid. So simply, you've gotten step one, which is a high income skill. Step two, you've taken that high income skill to the market and position yourself where people in first world countries can see you and want to work with you. And step three, you've what do we call it? Step three, you've sorry about that. I'm having a little bit of headache as I'm recording this. It's okay. So forgive me if I sound distant. So step one, you get your income skill. Step two, you put yourself where people can find you. Step three, you create a compelling offer. The only thing that is left in step four is for you to get hired and get paid. And once you already have step one, step two, step three, you are definitely already hired. They've already hired you, right? And even if your first job is not that big, your first job is $1,000, your first job is $2,000, or the rest of that, that's it, still it, right? Still going to get paid good amounts of money for it. Okay, so the person is you're able to afford a better lifestyle. You get to stop earning in naira and start earning in dollars, and nobody sees you as a failure or doubts you anymore. That's the beauty of this. Okay, that's the beauty of this. Nobody sees you as a failure or doubts you again. All right. So I know what it feels like to start from the bottom and rise to the top via freelancing, and I've seen this change the life of a lot of people, right? People who are single mothers, people who are married people, and the rest of that. Okay, so stop earning naira and start earning in dollars, because that's like the best hedge fund you can actually get for yourself, and nobody sees or doubts you again. Nobody will say, "This is your phone you're always pressing. When are you going to start making money from it?" You say you're looking for money online. When is it happening? They will see the money real life, physical, right? And you'll be able to improve your lifestyle. Okay. So far, we have covered what freelancing is and how you can get started. We have to find foreign companies that will pay you in dollars, how to position yourself as a Nigerian freelancer to attract international clients, the 4 faithful steps needed to become a Nigerian freelancer earning in dollars, and lots more, right? Now, if you are still listening and eager to become a high-paid freelancer, then you are in for a treat, because I have something special for you. Would you agree with me that it's been a great time spent? It's been a great time spent so far. I cannot cover everything that ours webinar, even if we had all day, right? So here's a special offer that you can get everything you need to know. And if you act fast, we're going to give you a very, very special deal for you on the webinar right now. Okay. What if when it comes to making money online, you can eat your cake and have it too? I mean, chances are not the first. This is not the first online money making opportunity you're hearing about. You must have heard of different. They're like many, and you don't really. You might have heard of others, but never really jumped in, because you've been asking yourself this question: how do I minimize the risks and pressure that comes with making money online and maximize the benefits? Do I do crypto? Well, you know that crypto will take your money for vanishing, especially if you are not a good crypto trader. And even if you're a good crypto trader, you're still going to lose a good amount of money. And if you have, let's say you have only 100K, you're not going to make it in crypto. Even if you have only 500K, it's still very less likely you make it in crypto. And you have no influx of money, extra money coming in, then you don't want to do that, right? If you start, so what you want to do is you want something that gets you a skill that you can get hired anywhere, whether you're here, whether you're in America, whether you're in Australia, whatever country you're in, you get hired well and get paid for this, right? And maximize it. So what you want to reduce the pressure and basically maximize its benefits. Okay, so before I proceed, please note, don't let old habits stop you from taking advantage of this. So what are these old habits? The old habits are, number one, what if I can't do this? Or online is not for me, or I learn better in physical, and the rest of that. So that's basically learn helplessness, right? All kinds of things. Don't let those kind of old habits stop from taking advantage of it. And second one is, if he's making money, why is he charging to teachers? Well, the answer is simple. Number one, I've shown you results of my students who have made a shit ton of money. And that's good. And number two, because sorry about that. What am I having? Basically, if he's making a lot of money, why is he charging us to do this? Okay, it's simple. Number one, I try teaching for free, and most people just take my teachings for granted. Number two, you're going to learn how to make a shitload of money with freelancing, and at the back end, I'm also going to actually earn by teaching you how to do this. Okay, so with that being said, let's proceed. So with that being said, I'd like to personally invite you to the High Paid Freelancer Premium Program. Now, to help you decide if this is for you, here is what you will get when you join as a new member today. Session number one, the beginner-friendly Upwork Mastery course that's designed to take you from $0 to $6,000 in 4 months or less, right? So in this module, you're going to learn what Upwork is. You're going to learn how to sign up on Upwork. And Upwork is basically this website here that I showed you. You can say you want to go and register by yourself, but you can spend hundreds of hours sending proposals and you will not get them approved because you don't know how to navigate it and how to do certain things, right? And if you go over here, you look at the jobs I've done. Let's go back to my profile. You're going to see, right? You can see jobs, right? So sales worker copywriter, $1,175, $350, and the rest of that. You get to see how much these jobs have paid me, right? Cool. So this is, you're going to, in module 1, you're going to learn the beginner friendly Upwork mastery course. You're going to learn how to set up a profile on Upwork, how to send mind-boggling proposals that actually get people to say, yo, I want to work with this guy, I want to see this person, right? And when they come to your profile, they see your profile, and profile is looking like, you're going to tell how to set up your profile and how to write really good proposals, and basically how to use the Upwork algorithm to yourself, so that you are seeing better jobs, not just better jobs, how to filter low quality clients out, right? Because there are clients who are, let's say, from Pakistan or India that want to pay you maybe $10 or $20 for you to work with them. And that makes no sense, because the entire reason of you choosing to become a freelancer who works with foreign clients is to earn in dollars and earn the big bucks in dollars. So if you do, so you want to filter those low quality clients. And how you do that is going to be taught to you in this program, okay? In this section of the beginner friendly Upwork mastery program, okay? Second thing you're going to learn is the LinkedIn outbound client acquisition masterclass. You're going to learn how to find clients on LinkedIn, social media profile called LinkedIn, how to reach out to CEOs, how to reach out to founders, how to reach out to chief revenue officers, or people who are the main decision makers in these companies, and get them to hire and work with you. You're going to learn how to do this, and you're going to learn how to find and close high-paying clients on LinkedIn without you relying on luck. Section number 3, you're going to learn the Facebook client acquisition system. How to find more clients than you ever need on Facebook without you spending a single dime. And that's the beauty of all of these things. All of this client acquisition method, you don't have to spend a single dime to earn or get clients from this particular platform, except maybe Upwork when your connects finish and you have to buy connects. But it's not must use Upwork. You can use Facebook, you can use LinkedIn. Like, let me give you an example. Let's say me and you now, let's say, which person's name should I use here? Okay. Let's say me and Michael, right? We are both writers and want to get jobs. We are both copywriters and want to get jobs on Facebook. Now, Michael wants to get a job on Facebook, and he goes and they say you should join groups to get jobs on Facebook. Now, the average person would, or Michael basically, would go and start joining groups for copywriters, group for writers, group for writing jobs, and the rest of that. And that might seem like the logical decision to make, or the logical this thing to do, but that's wrong, right? Because you're basically coming to meet competition. Like 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people who are joining there are also looking for writing jobs. So basically, all of you have just managed to put yourself in a group where you're looking for writing jobs, right? Cool. But instead, what I do on my own end, just for getting clients on Facebook, let me just give you an insight of what's inside the program. Is basically, I take my skills and go to join Facebook groups where there are people who have e-commerce stores, people who are running business online, people who have software companies and the rest of that, or people who are creators, YouTube creators, TikTok creators, and the rest of that. I go to join these groups, right? I go to join these groups, and I strategically place myself there because those are people who will hire me. There are more people who hire me there than people who are looking for jobs. So that's basically one simple method that's going to taught. And there are other methods being taught in this section. Okay, so the Facebook client acquisition system, you're going to learn how to find more clients than you ever need on Facebook. And the best thing is that you don't need to find clients constantly. One of the best things, you can get a retainer client, or a client that is paying you $1,000 every single month, or $2,000 every month, and you're good to go. If you don't want to work more, or you can do job servicing. That's beside the point, okay? So far, you're going to learn the beginner-friendly Upwork mastery course, worth over 100K, the LinkedIn outbound client acquisition masterclass, worth over this 10, and the Facebook client acquisition system, worth over 100K. And obviously, you're not going to pay this amount. This is the what if I was selling to the foreign audience, okay? So now, I want you to understand that this program is split into 2 sections. The first one is basically how you get clients. The second one is skills to help you get these clients. Right? So I want you to understand this. There's a client acquisition section, which I just showed you, which is our Upwork, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And then there's the, what do we call it? The skilled acquisition section. For those who do not have any skill, you don't know how to, you've never written professionally before, you don't know how to do sorry about that. You don't know how to design graphics. You don't know how to, you're not a UI UX designer, you don't know digital marketing. Then this second section is for you, right? But that's not all you're going to get. I want to make this really simple for beginners, even if you have no clue. So and you don't have any digital skills yet. So In this second section, here's what you're going to get: skills, but not just any type of skills, high income skills. And if you remember what I said about high income skills are skills that can get you paid thousands of dollars and are also have high demand. So I carefully created this before I added them to the high paid freelancer premium program. Okay. So high income skill number one, the kick-ass copywriting course. How to write copy as a beginner that will get you paid more, that will get you more sales, clients, and money that you can ever imagine. Right? So this is kick-ass copywriting. That's what I do. In this program, I'm going to learn how to write copy, how to write headlines, how to simply write. Copywriting is simply writing words that help people sell. I'm going to learn how to write this from beginning to scratch, from writing headlines to writing the body of a copy to different copywriting formulas that you can actually use and writing emails. Okay, you're going to learn that. And here's one of my students, Keva. She's a copywriter. I also wanted to thank you because your course opened the way for me. I've earned over $3,000 plus from January to now. I have a job success score of 93%, and I'm just 19, going to 20 years old, Walter. Thank you so much. And she was showing me basically a picture of a new iPhone she got, maybe London used, right? And this is it, right? I don't know which iPhone is this. People that like to use iPhone, you guys know which one it is. Me, I don't like iPhone, right? So high income skill number two, right, is the content writing and content marketing crash course. So you're going to learn how to write simple content that goes viral for businesses. You're going to learn how to write blog posts. You're going to learn how to write emails. You're going to learn how to write articles and the rest of that from this high income skill number two. So inside, here is one. Here is from Elo, right? It's like, here's a student who does content writing. He's telling me about a job he got. He was like, he later sent me the offer on Upwork. We've been using Upwork for the payments. Imagine my first gig on Upwork being $1,000. By the end of this month, I should be on $2,000. That's enough momentum for me there. And that's awesome. So I throw this back at you. Imagine if your first gig on Upwork is $1,000, right? Now, I'm not saying it's going to be, it could be $500, it could be $100, it could be the same. But what matters is that the potential is not just only there, and it's going to come much sooner than expected, right? Or it could even be more than $1,000. I have someone who recently got a job at $2,500 for typing for a global summit, and I'll share that with you at the end of this video, of this webinar, okay? So high income skill number three you get when you join the hybrid conference, the full stack digital marketing course. Learn everything about full stack digital marketing, how to design, you're going to learn social media marketing, social media advertising. You're going to learn how to use KPIs to measure different companies or how to different results. You're going to basically learn everything about digital marketing. If you go to any cyber cafe or maybe any big cyber cafe around your area, and you tell them you want to enroll for all these digital marketing classes, they're going to charge you like $250K. And the worst part is after they charge you this, you're also just basically going to get the certificates. After you get certificates, nobody's going to hire you, or you're not even going to give you clients or show you how to get clients. But with this, you are going to learn how to get clients by yourself and still get the high income skill from the best source. Okay. So here's one of my students who is a digital marketer. He's showing me a job he completed for $600, right? And he's like, I completed this yesterday. And truly, what you say about clients that pay on the high side is very true. I don't ever want to work for low-paying clients moving forward. I don't see shege for their hand. I got on that $600 gig and I'm supposed to start this weekend. Good morning, Sir Walter. And this is like really awesome because it basically, in space of 2 to 3 weeks, he has made $1,200. So that's basically how much digital marketing can pay you. And there are other people who are doing digital marketing who are earning this around similar amounts or more, or maybe less, basically. But I think what I love most about freelancing and freelancing for foreign clients is that even at your beginner stage, when you are earning $500 per month, let's say you're earning $500 per month as a beginner, that is still like 300 and something thousand per month. Most people will never get, even if you went to medical school and you come out and get your first job and they're paying you $150K. Imagine spending 7 years, but yeah, you're spending a month or 2 months of way less to get your first job at that amount. Do you see the difference? And do you see that massive leverage you can get over others, right? So the high income skill number 4 you're going to get is the social media marketing school. So you're going to learn how to manage people's social media, how to come up with posts for social media, how to track analytics on social media, how to help them increase their followers and the rest of it. And in this, and how to build a business for this on social media for clients, right? So you're going to learn how anyone can use the power of social media to get clients and build businesses for them. Okay, so here's one of my students, and this is F Young. Like, this is true, but this is the one I showed this testimonial earlier. And basically, I decided to take the course on social media marketing, apply the same things you taught, and boom, I got my first gig at $1,000 for working just 10 minutes every day. Some days I don't even work at all, and I still brought them results. Recently have 3 interviews. I just got on that design with a sport clothing brand worth $6,000 and the rest of that, right? So this is social media marketing, and it's one of the best jobs you can do because you can just schedule out what the post you want and go and just go about your day. Maybe you go to go and do on that job, or if you want to relax, you relax, and they go out at the scheduled time you've done it, right? So you're going to learn how to do all of this in the social media marketing school course inside the high paid freelancer premium program. Okay. So moving forward, so high income skill number 5 you're going to get is the UI/UX design for beginners. So you're going to learn how to design the user interface and user experience for apps. So if you don't know what user interface or user experience for apps, it's quite simple. Let's say you are a let's say you are basically you use WhatsApp, right? I think everybody use WhatsApp. The design on WhatsApp and the way the interface looks on WhatsApp is basically designed by a UI UX designer. Okay, cool. So here's an example of a student who is a student who basically a student in my program that does this, right? So it's what's this saying here? Okay. I was like, how? He was like, he told me I might be moving to Portugal. So I was like, how did he go? And it's like, great. But he dropped the offer. I work with a Berlin firm now. They pay me $40,000 per annum, 40K per annum. They pay monthly, so that's around 3,000, right? And the last time I did this math, it was around $3,333 per month, right? By simply designing and working under these companies that are in this. And the favorite thing is that if you wanted to move and they wanted to process his visa to another country, they could, right? And that's the brilliant thing about freelancing. Maybe if you want to japa, then this should be part of your plans. Okay. So high income skill number 6 you're going to learn is the technical writing course, right? For technical writing, there are three high paying writing skills. Most people think it's the articles we're writing in school when we went to school. No. The first one is copywriting, which is basically writing with words to sell, and that's what I teach you in the program. That's the first high income skill you can get, right? And keep in mind, you don't have to do all of these skills. No, you can try to become a copywriter. You can decide to become a digital marketer. You can try to become a social media marketer. What you also need to do is pick one of these skills and go to the client acquisition aspect and use it to get clients, and you're getting paid at least, even if your goals are not big. Let's just put it at $1,000 a month. Even if your goals are not big, just $1,000 per month. Let's just leave it as that. That's still like 700K a month. Even if you don't want to go and start looking for $5,000 per gig or the rest of that. Okay. So basically, technical writing is basically breaking down the technical jargon or the complexities in this system or in these businesses for people, right? So like I said, 3 highest writing skills is copywriting, which is selling via words, technical writing, and skill number 3, which is content writing. Okay, and you get access to all of them in this program. You pick only one and go to the client aspects and you start getting clients. Okay. So we have 2 extra programs, 2 extra distance coming up, which is web development, high income skills, but they've not been added to the program yet. Okay, web development and becoming a rockstar virtual assistant, which is basically for web development, I how to build a website and design a website and write code for a website. But for becoming a rockstar virtual assistant, this is quite easy. You are just going to be replying messages and handling chats for people and different companies. Okay. So that's high income skill number 2. So with all of this knowledge at your fingertips, you can now become a modern day money-making freelance machine. But wait, there is still more, right? If you get into the high-paid freelancer premium program today, I'm going to add some extra bonuses for you. Bonus number 1, I'm going to add full access to the members area so you can ask questions, get in touch with me, and have companions on your journey. Very important, right? So you're going to be asked questions. I have assistants who are there to also answer your questions if I'm not available. And I have people who are doing similar things to what you're doing. You're going to get access to our over 2,000 plus students and then our support group and be able to ask questions and even get more updated insights and maybe even job postings being posted there every now and then. Okay. So bonus number 2, how to get your first clients in 2 weeks or less. This is for those who probably you already have a skill or you sorry about that. You already have a skill or you've learned a skill and you want to get your clients in the fastest way possible. I'm going to show you what I would have done if I was an entire newbie, a complete beginner. I had to get my first client in 2 weeks or less, the exact step by step. This comes in video and PDF, okay? But free bonus number 3, access to periodic meetings and masterminds to help you find your feet faster. So every now and then I hold this thing, and if you join, every now and then I hold different coaching sessions with my students, right? And you're going to get access to the past ones we've held, the past classes we've held, and also to the future classes we're going to hold, okay? Free bonus resource number 4, closer secrets, how to get close more deals by asking the right questions. So the simplest way I like to explain this bonus is quite simple. Let's say you are sick and you're having headache and you go to meet a doctor. The first doctor says they need to operate on you. You're going to be alarmed. Why? Why should they operate on me? Never ask you anything. Just say, you just tell the doctor, I'm having headache, and say, don't worry, we're going to operate on you. Like, why would you allow the doctor to operate on you, right? Cool. Now, the second doctor you meet asks you, hey, how long have you been having this headache? Did you fall? And did you just wake up and it started? Did you hit your head against somewhere? Or are you feeling it on the right side of your head, on the left side, and the rest of that, right? And after the doctor will say, okay, so this is what is wrong with you. We are going to have to operate on your head, or basically do surgery, right? Which of these doctors would you be more comfortable going with? The first doctor who did not ask you any question and said, I can fix your problem, I can solve your headache, but we're going to have to operate on you. Or a second doctor who asks you questions and then tells you, okay, this is what we're going to do to solve your constant headache or the rest of that, right? Obviously, most people, in fact, anybody that doesn't go with the second doctor is playing with your life. And that's basically how it is in business too. And we'll show you how you can use this same tactic as an expert to ask the right questions and close more deals by this, okay? So free bonus number 5, the 0 to 2K challenge, $2,000 challenge, $2,000. Show you how you can go from 0 to $2,000 in the fastest time possible. This is the 2021 edition. You're also going to get access to the 2023 edition when you get in, okay? Free bonus number 6, 3 payment methods to receive your money from Upwork. Okay, not just Upwork, any from freelance clients and that. You don't want to receive it via PayPal because PayPal might block you. You don't want to also receive it directly into your bank account because the exchange rate is horrible. Imagine the current the bank rate is still around 450, 420 basically. So imagine getting paid $1,000, but it goes directly into your Naira account and you're seeing 450K when you could easily be seeing 750 and even more. That means you lose like 300,000 there because of exchange rate. So you want to find this, right? And you get access to this bonus when you join the program. Free bonus just number 7, 1-year membership to the High-Paid Freelancers Academy. You get access to it. You'll be able to get documents for you'll be able to get certifications for each course you take and the rest of that. Okay, cool. So here's what the certificate of completion looks like from the HPF Academy. All right. So as you can see, I've added everything needed to take you on your first step on the freelancer's path to earn at least $1,000 per project without you needing much experience, without you needing a degree, without you needing to wait for years at a Nigerian job, without you being the most gifted in your industry, and most importantly, without you relying on luck, right? So please note that all of these materials are in video, PDF, and recording formats. So how much does it cost to enroll into the High-Paid Freelancer Premium program? I'll tell you in a minute, but first I want to take a look at this. So yes, on that testimonial from Similarly, right? It goes, client waiting and this and what did he say here? Lots of laugh. My life has changed, to be honest. At home, my parents don't even look at me the same anymore. Even amongst my guys, God, I'm so grateful. I bless you that I messaged you from 8K Naira to 8K dollars, right? I was like, come and do me new testimonial video. And he had a testimonial video and I should share it with you at the end of this webinar, or maybe I shouldn't. Or maybe the person who brought this webinar will share the video to you, right? So that's basically it. So yes, it's $15 per hour. He's working and he has worked that week. He's getting paid $1,110. You can see it over there. Okay. So here's another testimonial. It's like, I need a person full-time. How old are you? It's like, I'm 18. Wow, that's good for you, right? This is from one of my students, Emmanuel, right? I can hire you for $750 per month, but first you have to talk with the team. Sterling will send you an email in details to explain your work. So imagine if your first job is $750 per month. That is not a lot of money if you are staying in a first world country, right? So 750 times basically this. That's 562,000 naira every single month. But if you're staying in Nigeria, that is good amount of money, right? It's going to significantly improve your life, significantly. Okay, so here's another one from the UI UX designer, Philip, right? That works with a Berlin firm, a firm in Berlin now that pays him $40,000 per annum and it's around $3,000 per distance, right? She was like, bro, I owe you a lot. Ever since I took your advice, I've been getting lots of interviews and I finally got a project to design a website for $1,300 a day. Thank you, sir. And I want you to be honest to yourself. How much do you think it is worth for someone to show you how to land jobs like this? Even if you have no skill, you're going to learn how to get clients. You're going to learn how to get clients, not just get clients. You're also going to learn how the skills and the high income skills necessary to get these clients, right? Because nobody's is just going to see you and say, come on, take $1,000. No, you have to have a high income skill, right? And I'm going to learn this high income skill. I'm also going to learn how to put yourself where these people are going to see you and want to work with you, right? Now, remember, yes, or you will be getting the high-paid freelance premium program, the beginner-friendly Upwork Mastery course, the LinkedIn Outbound Client Acquisition Masterclass, the Facebook Client Acquisition System, the Kick-Ass Copywriting course, the Content Writing and Content Marketing Crash course, the Full Stack Digital Marketing course, the Social Media Marketing School, the UI/UI Design course. But you're going to get access to bonus number one, access to our support group and members area. Bonus number two, how to get your first client in 2 weeks or less. Bonus number three, access to periodic meetings and masterminds worth over 100,000 naira. Bonus number four, closer secret, how to close more deals by asking the right questions. Bonus number five, access to the 0 to 2K challenge, both 2021 and 2023 edition. Bonus number six, 3 payment methods to receive your money in this thing. Bonus, sorry about that. Bonus number six, 3 payment methods to receive your money in the best possible exchange rate. Plus, you get access to the 3 new high income skills we added, which is the technical writing course, the web design, the web development course, and the rest of that, right? So that's, and this brings total to over 990,000 naira. But obviously, you're not going to pay 990,000 naira, right? On average, if you want to learn only one of these skills, it's going to cost you anywhere from $200 and above if you're staying outside the country. Or if you're staying in Nigeria, it's going to cost you at least 40 to 100 or 250,000. So let's take digital marketing for example. It can cost you up to 250,000 naira to learn only digital marketing, right? Now imagine if you want to learn 3 of these, that means you have to pay $100 or you have to pay huge amounts of money. But that's not it. But you won't be paying $200 for everything today. You're going to be paying something less, right? Now, the regular price to get into the high-paid partner premium program is 50,000 naira, right? But if you get into the high-paid partner premium program today, you get to pay only a one-time fee of 36,500 naira, okay? That's basically it. You get to pay a one-time fee of 36,500 naira for a limited time. Now, these price points only exist for a limited time, okay? And you still get everything mentioned in the program at no matter what point you join, okay? Simply reach out to the person that brought you to this video or brought you to this webinar and tell them you want to get the high-paid preparing program. Or if you're watching this on the website, I'm going to post this webinar on the website. You can simply click on the button down below and make your purchase. And you get access to everything, okay? One more thing. Here's some more testimonies I got from my students recently. So here's one from Peter. He's a web designer. He's like, Walter, how are you? Remember this, they no hire Misha, $2,000 per month, design role. I was like, we have good news about your application. I'm sure to officially announce you to join the team as webinar designer for Black Ink Tech, right? And that's basically his acceptance letter. And here's on that one. He was like, I saw someone's scam-related post on your update, and I was like, someone calling you a scam. I just smiled to myself because this is what my transaction history has been like almost every day for the past 2 months, and huge credit goes to you, right? And you can see it here: $350, $1,298 for a job, $1,200, $1,500, and this is basically jobs that he has been getting on Upwork, only Upwork. Imagine if he's not even using LinkedIn and the rest of the social media platforms, right? So here's another one from Effion, our social media guy. He's like, I just got a job for a gig worth $2,600, and the client wants to make payment now, right? And he was asking me because he didn't want to receive his money in anyhow this thing before. Like I said, he wants to receive it in the best exchange rate. And not just the best exchange rates. If he's going to be using someone who's going to be exchanging his money, he wants to make sure the person is legitimate. Okay, cool. So here's another one of my students, Frances, right? She is a mother, and she goes, listen, she was asking me a question here, basically, right? She was asking me a question. I was like, she's better for us to focus on those ones, right? I was like, hi, Walter, I just wanted to let you know I got the top rated badge last month, right? And top rated badge is a badge given to you on Upwork when you've earned a certain amount and you're doing a very good job, right? I was like, how much earned now? And she was like, on Upwork, $8,000. But one of my contacts moved me offline and we've earned over $3,000 there, right? And that's within the space. And Frances this was still less than a year since I knew Frances as a newbie into freelancing and the rest of that. And she made over $11,000, right? So we got on that testimony. I got four other job offers from LinkedIn. Sorry. I got 4 job offers and 6 offers from LinkedIn in the last 2 weeks. Thank you, coach. I was like, nice, this is awesome news. So that's it. So let's talk about frequently asked questions, guys. The first question I usually get is, can I do this with my phone? 100%. When I started with my Infinix Hot 5, which was just, in fact, broken screen, right? Broken screen and had significant problems. And that's why I started freelancing for. But what you want to know is quite simple. You cannot just, what do I call it? There are some skills you can't do on your phone. Let's say you want to become a UI UX designer, or you want to become a web designer. You can't do that on your phone, right? But if you want to be a technical writer, copywriter, or content writer, or social media marketer, you can do that on your phone, okay? When is this program starting, or has it started already? It's an online program that will always be available to you so long as this page is up, so long as the website is up, and anytime you join, you get access to it, right? What if I have a job or I'm a busy student? Can I do this on the side? 100% yes. If you have a job or you're a busy student, you can simply do this on the side. What if I don't have a digital skill? That's not a problem because there are currently 6 high income skills you can learn inside the High Performance Programming program. I'm working on adding updates, so you can get updates and you get access to the updates for free when you go live, right? Am I going to pay for anything else? No, absolutely not. Upon payment, you won't be asked to pay for anything else again. Neither will you need this, as this requires no startup cost. How long until I get my first client and start making money? I could easily tell you that you could get your first client in 2 weeks or less, and I have proof to back that up. But if you're an entire newbie, you want to learn a skill set first. You want to get good at that skill before you go out there, right? So not everyone gets their first clients that fast. Some take up to a month or more. But the one thing I can guarantee you is that if you focus on implementing ruthlessly and patiently what I show you, you will get paying clients upwards of $1,000 per project and lots more as demand for your work grows, probably much sooner than expected. How long will I have access to the program and everything else you've promised once I sign up today? You have lifetime access to everything, so you can relax and go through it at your own pace. How long will it take me to go through the program and start implementing? Well, usually it depends on your 100%, but to go through what you need to learn in the program, it could take you 14 days, 15 days, up to 20 days to actually go through it. But like I said earlier, it depends on you. You set your own pace. It depends on you. You get set your own pace. So if someone is spending 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, it's going to take them significantly longer compared to someone who is spending 4 to 5 hours a day, or even way less, or maybe even 3 hours a day learning, right? And the best part is, like I said, you don't have to go through all the high income skills. Pick one high income skill. This is very important. This is an instruction from me. Pick one high income skill and use that and leverage that skill with the client acquisition aspect of the program to get clients. Okay. Do I need to go through every section of the program? Okay, I just answered that. No, you can just choose the upper section and the rest. I already answered this, right? Now, will the price of this program increase anytime soon? 100%. It's going to increase very soon, right? So if you get to make payment today, you get to pay 36,500 naira, which is that is less than $100. That is less than $50. That's about $50, right? So that's like super cheap, right? So that depends on you. So it's going to go to 50,000 naira and even more than that very soon, right? So hopefully I've been able to answer all your questions with this, and look forward to seeing if you're getting into the program. Look forward to seeing you inside. And if you have any questions, let me know, right? Simply reach out to the person that brought you to this webinar or click on the button below to actually get access to the webinar. And here's some things I want to mention before we go. Sorry, guys. So whether you decide to spend the money on getting this program or you decide to spend it on flexing, that's entirely up to you. But if you spend it on flexing, you're not going to have more money coming back. But if you decide to spend it on this program, you're going to have more money coming back to you, right? So the decision is entirely yours to make. But whatever you decide to do, 36,500 naira is going to leave your account balance. If it's going to live in a way that's going to bring back more, or is in a way that it should never bring back anything, just temporary pleasure, that's entirely up to you. So hopefully I've been able to answer all your questions, and I look forward to seeing you, if you for those who will be taking the chance to get in at the end of this thing, right? Oh yes, that's true. I said I was going to share something, right? I'm going to show you the person who got his first gig at what do we call it? At this thing. At $2,500, right? So let me find that. I've forgotten. I was supposed. Okay. So let me find that. Okay, I can't. Oh, what's happening? Right. Okay, so okay. So that's basically the message I have to give you. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't know. Where is that? Where is that screenshot? Okay. So all right, I can't seem to access the screenshot now, so that's not a problem. I believe you can find it either on the website or the person that brought it to you. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you inside the program, and that will be the end of today's webinar, guys.